Change starts with a decision. No more excuses. It don't have to make sense to nobody else but you and God. Everything that makes you you is why you're so important. Your strengths are the keys to the doors that, guess what? Only you were meant to open. We're going to use this 30 minutes to get some stuff done. We're not wasting no more time. There's so many things to do, accomplish, and to grow and build. You don't have to do everything on your own. Join us every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. We are not moving forward to this next level in doubt or confusion. This is not included. This is Penny Owens, founder of Penny Owens LLC, a leadership empowerment consultancy where we are on a mission to empower professionals, small business owners, and corporate teams to live and lead in their authentic purpose, starting with the hearts of leaders and expanding to their teams, environments, and the communities that they influence. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Intentional Tuesdays. I'm your host, Penny Owens. That's me. And I am excited to share this Tuesday, with you. I'm going to make sure that everything is legitly working. Let's see. Okay. All right. You know what? This is a little interesting. I'm going to make sure I work with that too. How are you guys doing today? We had some interesting weather here in San Antonio and across the country. I just want to make sure that everyone's okay. I hope that you are doing well. And I hope that everyone is relaxed as much as possible with everything that's going on, trying to get on your nerves. But now, today, let's see. Today's episode is going to be about real women, real stories, real life, real faith, and real leadership. Okay. And why did we do that? Again, I have a little favoritism towards the women. I kind of can relate just a little bit, but this is more about leadership and how it isn't built on perfection. Not at all. It's built on truth. All right. And in this episode, we're going to celebrate the courage of what real women navigate every day, all the real challenges that we have with our faith, the resilience that we need to grow, and our purpose. Okay. Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's a real fight and it's a struggle. But when women lead authentically, their stories become powerful testimonies that will inspire others to rise, heal, and just to lead boldly in their own lives. And that's the whole point and purpose. And that is why it's so important for you to just show up. Earlier today, I was blessed to talk with a woman, I'm going to say a young woman, who was definitely the truth and a testimony to why it is so important to share your story, because you don't know who's listening and you don't know whose heart needs what you've been through and that experience. So let's keep it real today. And like I said, just welcome to Intentional Tuesdays. For those who have not been here before, I'm your host, Penny Owens, and this is a space where professionals and entrepreneurs come to reset their intentions, strengthen their spirit, and to align their leadership with their authentic purpose. Because we're not going to do nothing else, only the authentic purpose. Just be yourself. Or don't show up. I'm just saying. One of the two. Now, today, like I said, it's not always easy at all to be in leadership, to be honest, to be just yourself. Is not. There is so many different things and people out there who just, let's be honest, they hating from the top to the bottom, your left and your right, and they don't make life easy. But especially in leadership and as a woman, you are going to try very hard to show up. You're going to put the makeup on. You're going to put the smiley face on. You're going to try to be cute and you're going to try to do your thing. But it's difficult sometimes. And let's be honest, leadership isn't always polished. All right. It's just not. Sometimes leadership looks like praying through uncertainty, okay? Like you need to be like, Lord, help me. Keep me out of jail, keep me quiet, get me through this project. But sometimes it looks like standing up after disappointment. There's a lot of things in leadership that don't always feel good, especially leveling up and going through all the different changes. And then another way that it also looks like is just continuing forward when no one else is understanding your journey. No one else knows what it is that you see in your head, what's beating in your heart. They can't see it. So sometimes just accepting that they don't see it is very difficult. It's very difficult. It's it's one of those things that can hurt your feelings if you're not careful about it. But no, it's all right. They just don't see it. It's in your head. God put it in your head. It's your dream. It's in your heart because that is the rhythm that you are supposed to beat and move to. Is yours. So I understand if other people don't understand, and that can feel lonely. That came up earlier today, but it's just facts. It's truth because it's your beats. It is your rhythm. And he don't want a crowded dance floor, so we're just gonna make sure that you do what you're supposed to do and pop lock and move to your beat for your life. Now, today we are going to talk about the power that happens when you show up real, all right? When you are not perfect, when you are not filtered, but just yourself. When you can just be yourself. Because one woman, just one, sharing her truth, okay? It just takes one. It gives another person, women all over the world, because you have no clue who's listening, because we're on the internet now, so you have no clue who you're affecting. You're giving her permission to be herself and to get up off of the floor and rise. When women show up authentically, and I hate to just overkill that word, but you guys understand when you are really truly yourself, it's important. Because too many women believe that leadership means that they have to have it all together. And that is not true. Who told you that? The truth is, the most powerful leaders are the ones who are real women, okay? They admit to when they are learning and they don't have it all. They admit to when things are hard and they still choose to move forward with their faith. They just move. They don't know how it's going to work, but they just keep going. All right? Just ask yourself, when in your life are you pretending to have it all figured out? Because this could be at home, this can be at work, this can be in school. Just what areas in your life are you pretending? And guess what? Only you can be honest with yourself. I'm just saying, if you're not being honest with yourself, then you're probably not being honest with other people. And it's very important that you know the difference and that you're aware of what you're doing. Some people may call this like fake it till you make it. As long as you fake it till you make it, then you ain't made it and you're faking it. Let's just be honest. Be honest with yourself so you get the best results. So where in your life are you pretending that you have it all figured out? Because it's absolutely okay if you don't. How is God supposed to show you how to open up the door or reveal something new about yourself if you're not honest? Another question. What part of your story have you been hiding because you thought it wasn't what leaderships look like, that it wasn't leadership worthy, that this is not what leaders do? Again, who told you that? There's a lot happening. And most of us, especially in leadership, we have a story to tell. Okay? I don't know who told you that we don't come with issues, because it is not true. It is not true. The only difference is our business is not in the streets. But that don't mean that we don't have business. I'm just saying. Now, be honest. Okay? Let's just have a real truthful moment right now. Your struggles do not disqualify you from being a leader. It strengthens it. It makes sure that you understands that you have real life experience. Yeah, books is real cute. Okay, I understand that you learned it in school, but life experience is something completely different. And life experience, there's some real knowledge there. Okay, some real truth there. So your story, it carries wisdom that someone else needs, especially because you have the life example. I mean, you wouldn't go to a marriage counselor if they've never been married, right? I'm just saying. Now, when women lead authentically, they can create environments where honesty, growth, and healing can happen. You can change the world. You already know, especially as a woman, we're natural nurturers. It kind of comes with the territory. It comes wherever you go. You just take it with you. So do it intentionally. Do it on purpose at home and at work. And you make sure that you take that nurturing and help those around you. It's not just for yourself. Help those that you see in need. Stop minding your business. Help people and help create a more healthier environment. It just makes sense. So I give, just say this, okay? I give myself permission to lead authentically and live in my truth. Like I said, as a woman, there are things that you just naturally do that you couldn't get rid of if you wanted to. And I'm not just talking about whether it's having kids or babies or just having maybe not so much of a deep voice. No, 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 no. I'm talking about the things, the multitasking that comes with being a woman, the multi-thinking that comes with being a woman, just the multifacetedness that we just are born into. Accept it. It's your truth. And lead fully in it. Fully, fully in it. Now, another thing, when we tell the truth, real stories carry real power. It's real cute when you understand how to story tell for a living, but we don't want stories. We have Disney and things that lie to us on a regular basis. We want the truth. And I'm sure as an adult, we all agree with that. And the truth is, stories are powerful. And not because they make us look strong, but because they remind us that we are not alone. You're not by yourself. There's plenty of people that can relate to you. There's plenty of people who feel the same way that you do, or maybe had that thought and they wanted to say those same things, but they couldn't. All right. They couldn't. I'm thinking that there was a time where I remember sitting in the back of the room in one of my business classes when I first got started. I remember sitting there just ready to observe and learn and pay attention to everything that was going on. And I remember that there was another young lady sitting there looking confused, and you can feel the doubt. You can feel her really just starting to question why she was even there. Like, she was ready. She had her notebook. She had her paper. She had her business cards. And you can tell there's a dream. There's something here. There's a reason why you came to this class. You want to learn something. You want to do something with it. But as she was sitting there in that classroom, you can tell that she was starting to change her mind. She just was confused about what the speaker was saying, and you can just feel it. And you could feel it. And I remember looking over to her as she was trying to disappear in real time. Like, just in the middle of the day, she was trying to disappear in real time, and she was just kind of slowly putting her stuff away and just kind of grabbing her bag. Everything in me was like, stop her. Don't let her leave out on her. Don't let her leave and quit this dream she's starting. That's how the enemy works. Like, get her. Don't let her go. And I reached across the table and I touched her hand because she was moving quick. Homie was like standing up and everything. I reached out and I touched her hand, and I just, don't leave. Don't leave. You've already made it into the room. Don't leave. And it was everything that she needed. Her eyes just kind of glimmered a little bit and watered because she didn't think anybody else saw her. She just knew that she was sneaking out of that room and that she was going to be gone and no one else was going to miss her. And it's not true. You never know when someone is watching, and you never know what impact you can have with just one word or speak it up for someone else. But she sat, she pulled her stuff back out. And by the end of that session, and it was only like a 2-hour workshop, at the end of that workshop, she was smiling. She had her hand up. She was asking questions, and she just was a part of it. And then the business that she had been running her family business for years. This was something that was already implemented in her since she was little. But she had a passing in the family, and she had to take it on for herself. So she had to learn different parts of the business she hadn't had to do beforehand. But she was doing it already. She was about to quit for something that was in her, something she knew how to do. She just didn't know the schematics and the technicalities about it. She just didn't know how to run the business portion. That's why you came to the class. Reaching out and making her stop herself was worth every 5 minutes that I was aware of what was going on with her. And we see that a lot as women. You can feel each other's presence in that room, and you can feel when someone's trying to shriek and they try to fade to black and just kind of give themselves an excuse out. Don't let her. Don't let her forget about what it is that she came to do and accomplish. If it's something that you can observe or advice or just a encouraging word, share it. Literally, share it. however you mean to, even if it's small talk or if it's sharing a story with her. Share her a story about survival or your faith, your perseverance. Just share her a story about you, something that will help her grow as another individual. Why not? Because it is the best thing that you can do for free. I'm just saying, for free. It doesn't even cost you anything to be kind. Right now, you want to make sure that when you experience these different things in life, you think about the stuff like, what encouraged me? What is it that gave me hope on my own journey? And you use that. Okay. That's the power of your testimony. Use it to help somebody else so that they can just have the proof that it exists, that it exists. Now, there are 3 stories that will empower leadership. Okay. And this, it doesn't have to necessarily be for women, but that's who I'm talking to today. So, men, I'm sorry, you can still hang out there. I ain't telling you got to leave. You might have a woman, a sister, or somebody that you can spread this to. You go ahead and let her have it, okay? Just share it with her. Just let her know that she's being seen today. But the 3 things that stories, the way the stories can help is that they create connection. Like I said, stories break down walls and build community. It makes us make sense collectively, and it feels easier to absorb. All right, who wants to be learning stuff all the time? All right, it creates courage, especially when you don't think that you have it. It allows you to be seen differently. It allows you to see others differently. You get to see the things that they overcome. You get to see that I can believe in myself too. The story just helps take the pressure off of it. And these stories create clarity for a lot of others. You get to see the possibilities when you didn't recognize them before. It connects your faith. When you hear a story that's powerful and strong, you feel it in your chest. You feel it in your chest. And not only do you just feel it in your chest, you know that this is something that's a part of your journey now. It's something that you're going to take forward, and you keep it. And that's the best book ever written. The ones that get to write on the walls of your heart. Okay. God often uses our testimonies as tools to lift one another. The struggle you survive through, it may be exactly what someone needs and is praying for their own breakthrough. Your story is not weakness. It's evidence that God is at work in your life. And everyone needs some evidence because we're human and we just be wanting some proof. We just be wanting to see some stuff. But look at you. I see you. Let me know more about you. I want to know. Now, say this to yourself. Whether you look in the mirror or you just say it to the heavens, all right? Whether you say it to the heavens, my story has purpose and my voice has power. Let me say that again for the ones in the back. My story has purpose and my voice has power. And just sit in that. Too often we've been told that we need to quiet down. But those days are up. Okay, they're up. You're an adult. You're a leader. You're a woman. You don't want to be paid for. So you are just going to have to speak a little louder. Say it from your chest. All right. That's all it is to it. Just say it from your chest. I'm just saying. Now, another thing that happens in leadership is that real faith is what you need to build real leadership. You cannot be in these streets with people's real lives all willy-nilly. There's a responsibility there, but you cannot do it without understanding who you are on this planet and the one who created it. I'm just saying it goes hand in hand. Real leadership requires real faith. And faith is when the path isn't clear. When faith, it'll give you the opportunity that hasn't appeared yet because you know that it's true. You know that it's coming. You know that it's available. You may not know the details. That's how faith works. You may not know the details, sight unseen, but that does not mean it's not happening. That is not coming. That is not going down. All right. That's one of those things that when you feel like you're on top of something, you probably are. When you feel like you're the only one standing, sometimes you are, but it doesn't matter. As long as you got your boots strapped on and you are standing tall, then it's your job to do whatever it is that's on your heart to do. That's how it works. 3 principles of faith-driven leadership. 3, 1, 2, 3. And 1 is that faith anchors your identity. When you know who you are in God's eyes, you stop chasing approval. And this is very, very true. It's one thing that when you spend your life trying to figure out who you are, but I'm telling you, sister, that one moment that you figure it out, oh, you don't go looking for it no more. You are no longer confused. You are no longer unsure. And that gives you a confidence that moves your core on a cellular level. So, everyone, each of you, told you, men, you too, finding out exactly who you are in God's eyes is the beginning and the end of confusion. The second thing that you can do as far as faith driven leadership, faith strengthens your resilience in setbacks. Okay. It strengthens the way that you get through your lessons. Okay. Not your failures, because you didn't fail. You're still here. You're still working at it. You're still trying. Every setback is for you to learn a little more. Maybe you're moving too fast. Maybe God wants to show you something else. It doesn't mean that you're incapable or that you can't do it. Something's wrong with you. That's not what it means. We're taught that, and it's time to let that go, because that's not what it means at all. It means that there's a process and you're in it. That's pretty simple. That's all it is. And the third thing, faith expands your vision. Okay. You can begin to see possibilities beyond what you can control. And I'm telling you, as far as our human heads, we can only see but so far. We can only imagine but so far. But when you are in alignment, you start doing things and saying yes to things you never thought that you would, that you never could imagine for yourself. And that's God. That is Him being like, look what I got for you, daughter. I brought you some presents. I just want to give you a little gift. Here you go. And that can only come from the one above. I'm telling you, the one who created you, because we just don't have that much type of imagination. We just don't even think that way. We don't see some of the things that we end up doing. We don't see that from ourselves. We look at life. We look at what makes sense. We start this job, but we can't see the career. Or we see one particular career and we don't see the other, like, breakdowns and umbrellas out from that career that it could turn into. We just don't think that way. We only pay attention to how far we can see. We don't see beyond that. And if you walk around with your eyes closed or some rose-colored glasses, then your vision is distracted and messed up a little bit more anyway. So you want to make sure that you open your mind and your heart so that you can receive what God really wants for you, and don't leave it to your understanding. Okay? Because that's not enough. Women of faith lead differently. They lead with compassion, they lead with courage, and they lead with purpose. God did not place leadership inside of you by accident. Okay? Your voice, your experience, and your faith, it is all a part of your assignment. So I'm saying, get to work. One thing that you can say to yourself, like I said, whether you do it in the mirror or out loud to the heavens, my faith strengthens my leadership and guides my purpose. We're going to say that again for the ones in the back. My faith strengthens my leadership and guides my purpose. Don't look at it like it's just blind faith and period. That's the end of the sentence, because that is not how that works. It's not how that works. That is the beginning of a beautiful story. You're not blind when you're in alignment. You just let Him control it. The things in front of you help you avoid the obstacles that you also didn't see coming. Don't be 50-50 with it. I'm just saying, just let Him lead you and you will be good. Let Him go ahead of you and clear out them obstacles. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It is totally worth it. Now, period. Your story matters. You want to make sure that you heard. Just walk around with your own personal microphone, just saying, make sure that everybody understands you are coming through the doors. I am here now. Okay? I am here now. Now, like I said, today we talked about 3 powerful truths. Real women lead in authenticity. Real stories inspire transformation. And real faith strengthens leadership. And just in case you thought you was going to get away from your homework, I'm not letting it happen. Ask yourself, what part of your story are you ready to own and share? Because like I said, we don't live life for ourselves. We live it for other people. And in leadership, you know that. You know that. Everything you do is for somebody else. I'm just saying, whether they appreciate it or not, that's something else. Whether you get paid for it, that's something else. But you're here to help others. Your personal stories are a part of that. Let them see how you got to where you are, the way that you worked through everything, the way that you overcome everything, the things that tried to take you out, but you kept going. It's really important. Share the truth. So just think about it. What part of your story are you ready to own? This is who I am, and I'm ready to share. Now, like I said, you don't have to be perfect to lead because we're not. None of us are. You just have to be willing to show up in your truth. So if today's message spoke to your spirit, share this episode with another woman who needs encouragement. You can follow me on Instagram _Penny Owens or on Facebook with Empowerment Over Sacrifice for any leadership inspiration. And always remember, your story matters, your faith matters, and your leadership, it matters. And we want to hear it all because guess what? Real women rise in truth and purpose, and the community changes around them. So this is Penny Owens, founder of Penny Owens LLC and founder of Pinching Pennies, a multi-purpose culture activity center for San Antonio. I am looking forward to continuing to learn from you, to be side by side with you, and growing with you as well. So thank you for showing up and being intentional and sharing this beautiful Tuesday with me. I appreciate you. Bye. There we go. And it's not working. See, told you, you're making up stuff. Bye.